I said this before, but if you want to grab a block, get it close by, get it at the front of your mat. We'll be using it towards the end. If you don't have a block, a stack of books, or even a box works just as well. All right, so we are going to go ahead and start in Shavasana this morning. So lie down on your back, legs out wide, palms face the ceiling. I'm actually not going to get into Shavasana, but go ahead and get there. I know maybe some of you just woke up, but just go ahead and get back down there. We're going to start by breathing this morning. So go down on your back. Again, legs out wide, palms face the ceiling. And just begin this morning by breathing in and out through your nose, taking nice long inhales in through your nose, nice long exhales out through your nose. Good. And while you're lying down on the ground, we're going to do a little pranayama practice or just breath work this morning. So I want you to place one hand on your lower belly. And as a reminder, as you breathe in this morning, you're going to feel your lower belly expand into your hand. And then you're going to follow that breath. And as you breathe out, you're going to start to feel that belly contract and your muscles start to begin to work. So again, breathing in, feel your belly expand your hand, and breathing out, feel those muscles contract. So kind of being aware on that lower belly, just following the movement, watching your hand go up and down. Once you feel comfortable with that, watching your belly rise and fall with your breath, keep that hand right there and place your other hand right at your chest. So actually there are 3 subtle parts to this breath, and you may only feel 1, or who knows, you may feel all 3, but just kind of being aware of this breath is the most important. So it starts in the lower belly, moves to the chest and the upper chest. So keep one hand on your lower belly and one on your chest. Once you feel good with that, keep that hand on the lower belly. I don't want that one moving. That's the most important part to feel. Move the hand that's on the chest to your collarbones. That's the very last part of this breath. So again, it starts in your belly, moving all the way through your body and then out again. See if you can follow it all the way through this morning. And then go ahead and place both hands back down onto your mat, but continue with that breath. Continue belly breathing. And if Ujjayi breath is part of your practice, you can start that now, which is that guttural breathing that you hear in the back of your throat. Taking 2 more full breaths in and out. And then whenever you are ready, on your next inhale, bring those knees into your chest. Roll all the way over to your right side, using your right arm as a pillow. And then using your hands, come all the way up to a seated position. So it can be cross-legged on your knees, one leg on top of the other. And then go ahead and sit nice and tall. Bring your hands, your palms of your hands to your knees. Draw those elbows in towards your body. Draw that navel in towards your spine. So you're really starting to activate that core, and then bring that chin parallel to the floor. Good. Now I want you to inhale, both arms coming all the way up, reaching up overhead, looking up towards those fingertips. Then exhale, hands to prayer in front of your heart center. Good. Inhale, both arms coming all the way up, reaching up overhead. And then exhale, hands to prayer in front of your heart center. 2, 1 more. Inhale, both arms coming all the way up, reaching up overhead, looking up towards your fingertips. Good. And this time, place that right hand, or for more of a challenge, the forearm down to the ground. I'm going to move off my mat so you can see me. Good. And then bring that left hand overhead. Now you can either play with your gaze, look down at the mat or up at the ceiling. And then inhale, both arms coming all the way up, reaching up overhead. Exhale, the left hand or forearm down to the ground. right arm overhead. Again, playing with that gaze down at the mat or up at the ceiling. And then inhale, both arms coming all the way up, reaching up overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer in front of your heart center. Good. Continue to walk those hands forward, folding forward, bringing your head all the way down to the ground if that's possible, or just going as far as your body will let you go this morning. Sometimes our bodies just get in the way. And then walk those hands all the way over to the right. Feeling, again, a little bit of a side stretch here. Still kind of feeling it maybe in your lower back, maybe in your hips. And then walk your hands all the way over to the left. Good reminder in yoga, your body feels it wherever you feel you need it the most. Go ahead. Walk those hands back to center and then all the way up to your knees. Undo those legs. Roll over, coming into a tabletop position, all fours, tabletop position here. So wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees are directly beneath your hips. We're going to do some cat-cows to warm up our spine. So I want you to inhale, drop the belly down, looking up toward the ceiling. Exhale, rounding the spine, bringing the chin to your chest. Inhale again, really arching your back, looking up toward the ceiling. Exhale, rounding the spine, chin to your chest. Keep on going, your own pace, your own speed. You can add any extra movement here. You can look over your right shoulder, or you can look over your left shoulder, or bring your hips forward or hips backwards. Whatever feels good to you. You can also just stick with normal cat-cows. We'll do 3 more cat-cows. Good, so breathing in and out. Really warming up that spine. Whenever you have completed that last breath, come back into that neutral spine, all fours, tabletop position. I want you to inhale the right leg up and back. Inhale, left arm all the way out. Good. Activate that core. Find that stability this morning. Good. And then exhale, bring the knee to the elbow. Inhale, reaching all the way back out. And then exhale, bring the knee to your elbow. Good. Inhale, reaching all the way back out. And then exhale, knee to elbow. Keep on going, your own pace, your own speed this morning. Again, really using that core. The more you use that core, the more stable you will feel. Good. Doing 2 more wherever you are. And then whenever you are ready, when you've completed both, place that hand and then put that foot straight down onto the mat. Good. Really stretch through that leg. So your right leg is down straight onto the mat. Good. Now bring that left hand to the middle of your mat. Come to the side, coming into a side plank here. Inhale, right arm up to the ceiling. Left knee can stay right where it is, or you can lift that left knee up off of the ground. So both knees are lifted in that side plank. Good. Come up into that plank position and bend those knees. Come into that all fours tabletop position. Good. All right. Now I want you to inhale the left leg up and back. Inhale, right arm all the way out. Good. And then exhale, bring the knee to your elbow. Inhale, reaching all the way back out. And then exhale, knee to elbow. Good. Keep on going. Again, remembering to use that core. The more you use your core, drawing that navel in towards the spine, the more stable you'll feel in this exercise. Good. Doing 2 more wherever you are. And then whenever you have completed that last one, hold the arm and hold the leg all the way out. Feel that stability. Good. Place that hand down onto the ground. Bring that left leg all the way down straight onto the ground. Good. Push through that heel, pushing through that left leg. Good. Right hand comes to the middle of your mat. Come to the side. Inhale. Left arm up to the ceiling. Good. Now you can keep that right knee down onto the ground or lift that right knee up off of the mat, coming to that side plank position here. Good, really lifting those hips up toward the ceiling. Good, now come back into that plank position. And then instead of coming down into an all fours tabletop position, I want you to exhale, bring those hips up, come into your first downward facing dog of the day. Good, and since it's your first downward dog of the day, go ahead and pedal your feet back and forth, pushing one heel to the ground, and then the other heel, bending one knee, and then the other knee. Good. And then I want you to inhale, come all the way up onto your toes, and then exhale, step or walk your feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, coming halfway, you can bring your hands to your shins or to your fingertips, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, coming all the way up, bringing the hands up overhead, looking up towards your fingertips, and then exhale, hands to prayer in front of your heart center. Good. So we're going to get moving this morning. We're going to start by doing 3 sun salutations. So take a step towards the front of your mat, feet are hip distance apart. And I want you to inhale, both arms coming all the way up, reaching up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, coming halfway again. Hands can come to your shins or fingertips. And then exhale, step back into that plank position. Good. You're in plank here. Inhale, then exhale, bend those knees. Bring those knees down to the mat. Hips and belly follow, coming flat onto the mat. Good. Just for this one, if you want to move on, we can do something more challenging next time. Inhale, stay nice and low cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Now inhale, come all the way up onto your toes, and then exhale, step or walk your feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, coming all the way up, bringing the hands up overhead, looking up towards your fingertips, and then exhale, hands to prayer in front of your heart center. 2 more. Inhale, both arms coming all the way up, reaching up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway, and then exhale, step back into that plank position. Now you certainly can lower those knees down, or this one is the most challenging option for your chaturanga. You're going to exhale, lower only halfway. Roll over those toes, lift the chest up, coming into an upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, come all the way up onto your toes, and then exhale, step or walk your feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, coming all the way up, bringing the hands up overhead. And then exhale, hands to prayer in front of your heart center. Good. Last one, and I apologize, you may hear some background noise right now. My daughter's getting ready for school. So last one, inhale, both arms coming all the way up, reaching up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, coming halfway. And then exhale, step back into that plank position. Good. Lowering down your version, knees down halfway. Whatever feels good to you this morning, making your way into a downward facing. Good. So we're going to move on to our sequences. I want you to inhale, right leg up to the ceiling. Right leg coming all the way through to the front of the mat. Inhale, both arms coming all the way up. High lunge here. Right knee is bent. Left leg is straight behind you. Good. Now we're going to move on. We're going to constantly move in the sequence. All right, so we're going to start. I want you to exhale, bend that back knee, hover it above the ground. Inhale, coming all the way back up. And then rotate, your feet coming to the side of your mat, coming to goddess pose, cactus arms. Feet out wide, toes coming together, bending those knees. Sink down a little bit deeper into that goddess pose. Inhale, lifting all the way back up. And then exhale again, coming into that goddess pose, bending those knees, cactus arms. Good. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Rotate now to the back of your mat. Good. So now the left knee is going to be bent. Right leg is straight. Good. Hands are up overhead. Now you're going to bend that back leg. Hover it above the ground. Hands to prayer in front of your heart center. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Good. All right. Standing right here. I want you to shift your weight, your left foot, leaning all the way forward. Inhale, lift that back leg off the ground, coming into warrior 3. Good. All right, lower that back leg all the way down to the mat, coming into that high lunge again. All right, so we're going to do that same thing. All right, Bending that back knee, hover it above the ground, hands to prayer in front of your heart center. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Open up your hips, coming into your goddess pose directly. Cactus arms, bending those knees. Inhale, lifting all the way back up. Exhale, again, cactus arms, goddess pose. Good. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Rotate towards the front of the room again. Good. You see, you're back to where you started. Right leg is bent. Left leg is straight. Bend that left knee, hands to prayer in front of your heart center. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Good. And then shift your weight to your right foot. Lift that back leg off of the mat, coming into warrior three here. Hands are parallel to each other. That back leg doesn't need to be lifted very high. Good. And then slowly lower that back leg all the way down. Hands up overhead. And then exhale, both hands down to the mat. Step back into that plank position. And you can choose to do a chaturanga. Bring those knees down halfway or skip it. Make your way into a downward facing dog. Good. All right, inhale, come all the way up onto your toes, and then exhale, step or walk your feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, coming halfway, good. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, coming all the way up, bringing the hands up overhead. And then exhale, hands to prayer in front of your heart center. Good. All right, so we're going to move on. Get that block close by. We're going to be working on that half moon pose. So come again to the front of your mat, feet or hip distance apart. Now I want you to inhale, both arms coming all the way up, reaching up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway, and then exhale, step back into that plank position. Good. Lower down your version of a chaturanga. Again, bring your knees down halfway. Or we've done a lot, skip it. If that is what you feel like doing, skip it. Make your way into a downward facing dog. Good. So I want you to inhale, right leg up to the ceiling. Right leg coming all the way through to the front of the mat. Inhale, coming all the way up, hands up overhead, high lunge. So we're starting where we left off the last one. Good. So you're in high lunge here. All right, so scoot back so I'm not in the way. Good. And I want you to shift your weight to your right foot. Inhale, lift that back leg off the ground, coming into a warrior three. Good. All right, hold it here, warrior three, and then bring both hands down to the mat, standing leg split, folding towards that standing leg. Good. Now we're not going to stay here long. I want you to bend that lifted leg, bring both knees together, and then shoot it all the way back up. Exhale, bring both knees together. Inhale, shoot it all the way back up. Good, last one. Exhale, bring those knees together, knees together, last one, and then shoot it all the way back up, fold forward. Good. Now here's where that block comes in handy. Place that block in front of your big toe. Place that hand on that block. Left hand coming to your hip or all the way up at the ceiling. Good. Eventually, your gaze goes up towards those fingertips, but you may need some grounding here. Woo! And look down at the mat. Good. It's okay to fall out of it. All right. Slowly with control, see if you can bring that back leg all the way down. Come into that warrior two. Open up your hips. Right knee is bent. Left leg is straight. Looking out over your right fingertips. Good. Maybe your heart rate is racing. Take a deep breath here. Catch or start that steady rhythm of breathing again. Good. Right forearm to the thigh. Left arm overhead. Extended side angle. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Reverse warrior. Good. And then go ahead and pin with your hands all the way down to the mat. We're going to come back into that side plank position. Good. See if you can bring both feet on top of each other. If you put that knee down, put those feet on top of each other. If both feet were on top of each other the last time, see if you can lift that top leg off of the other. Good. Bring those feet down, come into that plank position, and then lift those hips. Downward facing dog. Good. Take a moment to breathe here. If downward dog is too much, you can always get into child's pose. Good. All right. So we're going to start the left side. I want you to inhale, left leg up to the ceiling, left leg coming all the way through to the front of the mat. Inhale, high lunge here. Again, taking every moment to breathe. Good. Shift your weight to your left foot. Inhale, right leg up, coming into that warrior three. That back leg doesn't need to be lifted very high. Like I don't have mine lifted very high. If you do not want to, that is okay. And then fold forward, coming into that standing leg split, fully toward that straight leg. Now bend that lifted leg, bring those knees together. Inhale, shoot it all the way back up. Exhale, bring those knees together. Inhale, shoot it all the way back up. Last one. Exhale, bring those knees together. Inhale, shoot it all the way back up. Good. Place that block in front of your foot. Left hand comes down to the block, right arm coming to your hip or to the ceiling. And eventually your gaze goes up towards your fingertips. Good. Half moon pose here. Now slowly with control, see if you can come all the way out of it. Come into that, open up your hips, warrior two, looking out over your left fingertips. Good. All right. So bend that left forearm to the thigh, right arm overhead. Inhale, coming all the way back up, reverse warrior. Good. And then pin your hands all the way down to the mat and step back into a side plank position. Again, do one step better than what you did before, if you can. Go ahead, lift that knee, lift that knee, or lift that top leg off of the other. Good. Wherever you are, be proud of yourself this morning. Bring that leg down, hands come back to center, and just lift your hips downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, come all the way up onto your toes, and then exhale, step or walk your feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, coming all the way up, bringing the hands up overhead. And then exhale, hands to prayer in front of your heart center. Good. All right, believe it or not, we are done with the standing practice this morning. So we are going to do pigeon pose before we head into our seated practice. We're going to get into it a little bit differently. So come first to your Molasses Pose. Come to the wide stance, toes out wide, heels coming together, and we're going to bend our knees coming into a squat pose or Molasses Pose. So squat all the way down. If your heels don't touch the ground, you can go ahead and be on your toes, or you can roll something underneath your feet and place them underneath your feet. Bring your hands to prayer. Sit nice and tall. And then exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up to the ceiling. Good. Hands to prayer in front of your heart center. Sit nice and tall. Right hand down. Inhale, left arm up to the ceiling. And then exhale, bring those hands to prayer in front of your heart center. Inhale, sit nice and tall. Good. And then instead of taking a seat, come into that all fours tabletop position. Good. So I'm going to try to come off so you can see my legs. We're going to come into our pigeon pose from here. I want you to bring your right knee to the inside of your right wrist. Good. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Good. The more parallel your shin is to the top of the mat, it'll be harder to do. Good. Now I'm going to turn so you see me. Good. So I'm in pigeon pose. I want you to curl that back toe under, lift the knee off the ground, push the heel towards the back of the ground, and then knee down, top of the foot flat. Good. Sit nice and tall, and then exhale, fold forward, walking those hands forward. Now, your goal is to keep those hips square. You don't want to take a seat on that right hip as much as you might want to. Good. Even if there's a ton of space between that hip and the ground. Breathing here, folding forward. Taking one more full breath in and out. And then inhale, slowly coming all the way back out of it. Now I want you to take a seat on that right hip. Bring that left leg all the way around, crossing over that right. Both knees are bent here. Good. Inhale, right arm up to the ceiling, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, sit nice and tall, and then exhale, twisting towards the back of the room. I forgot to mention, if you need to straighten that bottom leg out, you can. Good. Sitting nice and tall, twisting here, looking towards the back of the room. The rest of the body follows. Good. Stack those knees on top of each other. Good. Walk those heels out so you're not making sure you're not sitting on any part of those heels. Good. And again, same thing goes. If that bottom leg needs to straighten, you can do that. We are going to just walk our hands forward, folding forward. So another hip opener here. Again, you may feel it in different parts of your body. Wherever you feel it the most is where your body needs it the most. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Undo those legs. Good. Straighten those legs out in front of you. I promise we'll do the other side after we do this. Good. Straighten both legs out in front of you. Flex those feet. Inhale, both arms coming all the way up. And then exhale, fold forward, grabbing a hold of those toes. Even if it means to bend your knees, I would rather you bend your knees than to be hunched over like a hunchback. Good. So every exhale, it's up to you to straighten those legs a tad bit more or fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Good. Cross those legs and roll over those knees. Come into that tabletop position for the left side now. Good. All right, so we're going to come into that tabletop position. You're going to come into the pigeon pose on the left side. Left knee to the inside of your left wrist. Good. I don't know if you can see that. Good. Again, reminder, left, the more parallel that shin is to the top of the mat, the harder it will be. Good. Now turn so you can see this. You're still in pigeon pose. Curl that back toner, lift the knee, push the heel towards the back of the room, knee down, top of the foot flat. Good. Sit nice and tall, and then exhale, walk those hands out, folding forward. And as you can see, I have a little bit of a gap here. I'm not trying to sit down on my hip to make it go down further because I would like not square my hips. Good. So just kind of own that gap. You can also eventually place something underneath there if you need to. Good. Folding forward. Try not to hold the tension in your shoulders as you fold forward. Taking one more full breath in and out. And then inhale, slowly coming all the way back up. Now I want you to take a seat onto that left hip. Bring that right leg all the way around, cross that leg. Good. And again, if that bottom leg needs to straighten out, you can do that. Go ahead. So I want you to inhale, left arm up to the ceiling, left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Inhale, sit nice and tall, and then exhale, twisting towards the back of the room. Good. Finding that twist here. Inhale, turn your head. The rest of the body follows, coming straight towards the front of the room. Good. Stack those knees on top of each other. If you need to walk those heels out, making sure you're not sitting on any part of your foot. Good. You can do that. Or you can straighten that bottom leg out again. There's plenty of options. Good. Wherever you are, walk those hands forward, feeling that hip opener. Again, just feeling another hip opener, I should say. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Undo those legs. Straighten those legs out in front of you. Good. Flex those feet, get those legs together. A lot of times we want to get those feet apart when we fold forward. Get those legs together as much as you can. Inhale, both hands coming all the way up. And then exhale, fold forward. Grab a hold of those toes. Again, even if it means significantly bending your knees, I promise every time you do this, you'll get a little bit better. Good. Also the joy of virtual yoga. You can do kind of whatever you want, but challenge yourself every single time. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Good. Now I want you to bend both knees. Bring your feet in like a butterfly coming in. Bring those heels in close towards your glutes. Good. Sit nice and tall. Open up your feet like you're reading a book. Sit nice and tall, and then exhale, fold forward. Same thing goes. If you're already rounded, don't go any further. Lead with your chest, and eventually you go further. Every time, just lead with your chest a little bit more, a little bit more. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Undo those legs, bring those legs straight out in front of you. And then roll all the way down, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way down on your back for Shavasana. And legs out wide, palms face the ceiling. Take one big breath in. And then exhale, let it all go. And then continue to allow yourself to relax for the next 30 seconds. Whenever you're ready, begin to wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers. Bring your hands above your head. Give yourself a really nice big stretch. Pull your knees into your chest and roll all the way over to your right side using your right arm as a pillow. And using your hands, come all the way up to that cross-legged seated position on your knees, one leg on top of the other, however you started the practice, and the practice the same exact way. Bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart center, sitting nice and tall. Close your eyes. And go ahead and bow your head with gratitude for this morning's practice. Namaste.